November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
The American Patriot Promotions Gun Show is coming to Clarksville Saturday, November 16th and Sunday, November 17th. On Saturday, the doors open from 9 to 5 and Sunday from 9 till 3. The American Patriot Promotions Clarksville Gun Show is at the Johnson County Fairgrounds. Tickets are just $10 per person and only $8 for military and police. Plus, veterans get in for only $5. Children 16 and under are free. Go to AmericanPatriotPromotions.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Don't touch my beef jerky now.
This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Wake up, it's time to go. Tommy and Ty radio. ESPN Arkansas Field Show. Morning Rush, Morning Rush. Sports talk, hit the ground running. Last and news always stunning. Game day vibe got you humming. Guess the beat's truly coming. Wake up, it's time to go. Tommy and Ty on the radio. ESPN Arkansas Field Show. Morning Rush, Morning Rush.
All right, so I have a confession to make. I'm driving into work this morning. It's about 4:45. And I realized about 10 minutes into my 15-minute car ride from my house to work that I forgot my ref outfit that I told Tommy, that I told Big C, that I told our audience yesterday that I was going to sport and wear this morning. I think the whistles. I guess the whistles here, but I don't.
You
but
don't even know how to
the
blow.
rest of the.
You don't even know how to blow a whip. That ain't not.
But the rest of the outfit is back at the house. So I apologize. I know you wanted to see me in tight shorts and a tight
No.
a tight officials uniform this morning, but and I'm talking about our audience, of course, not you two, but don't get to see it this morning. I apologize for not following through on what I said I was going to do.
Well,
What's new around here?
Yeah, well, that's true. Lack of follow through, lack of organization, you didn't write it in your planner, clearly.
I did know that's the thing. I did write it in my planner, and I ripped out
listen.
I rip out my planner notes, and it was written down and squared, and I didn't check it off or cross it off like I always do.
I'm going to guess since we work like in a mostly adult environment around here, with you being the exception, we the rest of us adults here will probably survive without you being in costume today.
I've worn costumes before, but this Halloween 2024 just didn't make it. And I wonder, of our audience this morning, and you can call or text us and tell us what you're wearing into work if you are. What percentage of our audience do you think actually dressed up? I'm a big Christmas sweater guy. I've got about 10 in my closet. There's other holidays that, like St. Patrick's Day, I'll wear something green. Obviously, people go more out for some than others. But what percentage of our audience do you think is dressed up this morning?
10%.
10?
2.
What do you think? 2? You think it's even less than that?
Yeah, because we have adults that listen here. Now my kids are,
You can still
my
be a
kids
kid.
are going-
You can still be a kid at heart.
It really doesn't,
Win a contest at work.
really doesn't impress the client generally. Do you have a job or a career? If you have a career, generally, showing up to the to the big account meeting, and it's also the last day of the month. A lot of people are got a little business duties to do today. Things like payroll and closing out a month and
I
things of that
let
nature.
you worry about that.
No, I'm going to go get my costume on. I'm not going to give one damn about getting payroll done today. So
no,
just
you
forget
can.
about it.
You can wear a costume.
No, I'm gonna go get. I'm gonna spend all of my focus and attention on my my wardrobe today, and not to hell with payroll.
Well, I
don't need to close the month
me-
out. You people can get paid next
Let me
month.
send out a group
when I
text
get
to
to
our staff. Would you rather get paid, or would you rather
So-
see Tommy in a costume of your choosing? And I think it might be closer to 50-50 than you think.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, do we get to pick out Tommy's costume? Yes, but the opposite is you get paid a couple days later. Let's go in
Or not get paid at all.
or not
you know?
get paid at all,
You know.
or not get paid at all.
You know, anyway. All right, that's where we begin. Speaking of stuff that's sweet and getting a treat here on Halloween, get by Andy's Frozen Custard. That'd be a great place to take the kids tonight. They're on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, 2 locations in Conway, and on JFK Boulevard. You can get one of the Pick 6. You can mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors. It's the perfect Halloween treat. It's at Andy's Frozen Custards, 2 locations in Conway, on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, and JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock. Andy's Frozen Custard, walk up or drive through. They're ready to serve you. That'd be a good Halloween treat. A little ice cream, a little frozen custard. Shouldn't call it ice cream. Frozen custard.
And then you don't have to take your kids for 2 hours walking across the neighborhood. You can just take them to Andy's and then come home and not have to worry about that. Romper, that's what B is sporting this morning. Trey and Centerton.
I bet that looks beautiful.
Yeah, Trey and Centerton is dressed up as an overweight truck driver. Ben and P.
I'm going to guess that's the everyday costume, maybe.
Ben and P. Ridge points out something. Tommy's acting like it takes 8 hours to get a costume on. I bet it takes the same time to get a costume on as that polo and shorts you're wearing, depending on what it is. Now, if you went all out
I don't
and
know,
got
some
your face
require
painted
makeup,
and
or
stuff
whatever.
like that, then
Yeah.
it would be a little different. I half expected you to come in as something so over the top this morning. I was just thinking to
You
myself,
actually thought I would do that?
I thought you would. I thought to myself, like, I alluded to what I was supposed to do. Of course, I didn't follow through and actually wear what I said I was going to. But I half expected you to show up this morning, just to rally the troops. You mentioned closing out the month. We're 2 months of closing out the year. We got the basketball season heading our way next Wednesday when Lipscomb comes into Fayetteville. And I thought it would just be a good way to rally the troops. You dressing up as something nuts,
Well,
but.
Maybe I didn't know I needed to rally the troops, but maybe I do.
Let's see. Brennan in Fort Smith says you should have dressed up as the Incredible Inflatable Hulk.
Lord Craft.
Caleb in Painbird says you should be Tarzan, I should be Jane.
Yeah, that'd be right.
JT in Hot Springs says he's dressed as construction worker, similar to Trey and Centerton. That's probably what he wears most of the year. Preston in Fayetteville says as a chocolatier, he is obligated to dress up as Willy Wonka. Did you ever have one of those gold? Did you eat?
Now, is Preston actually a chocolate? Is that Preston? Does that mean you make chocolate for a living,
I'm going to guess that there's
or you just like chocolate?
Is Willy Wonka Nestle?
I
Do you
don't know.
know
Willy
what
Wonka's a
brand?
movie.
No, I know that, but is it a product?
I
of
don't
Nestle?
always know if you know things like that.
Yeah,
So,
well, I do know that. I've seen
Yeah.
the old one. I've seen the new one. This is a case of a movie. I've seen the newer one and the older one. But I think that I would guess Preston, being in Fayetteville, works at a Northwest Arkansas distributor of some sort. And that's what
Preston
it
is the director of chocolate
Director
for
of-
Onyx Coffee in their lab.
Director of
Ooh.
chocolate.
How about that? That's my little sister's favorite coffee
Mm.
is Onyx. Oh, how about that? All right, let's get into some sports stuff here on our opening drive.
So I was a head baseball coach where you also were the head bus driver. The benefit is you ate free at McDonald's. You'd go down there, you'd put the diesel in, you'd drive on home, but not before you went through the McDonald's.
We understand the importance of we're going to Dallas. A huge amount of our alumni lives in Dallas to give them opportunity to see the team.
I would say the spirit moves me. It's just instinct, I can't make that play without Drew blocking his butt off, blocking the defender to help me get in. It's not just me on that touchdown.
Los Angeles, your Dodgers have won the World Series.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
Like you said, people are just texting in their normal day job
Yeah.
and just saying that that's what we do.
You went dressing up as a garbage man tonight?
We're dressed up. I would guess you'd see
I'm going to see there'll be a few of them now.
a few more of those. I wonder. So help me on this: is the bus driver gets a free meal still a thing? I know Coach Pittman talked about that on Sam Pittman Live last night. I guess I just haven't heard about that in a while.
Been a while since I've been on a bus
Yeah.
of that nature,
That is that worth it to dress up as a bus driver and then show up as like, there's kids out back. They're the bus out there. Just
Where's
to
the
get a
big
free.
where's the big order for 40 sandwiches? That's what we're looking for. Yeah, I mean that's That's a smart deal if you're Coach Pippen back in the day. I think he can afford the sandwich now.
Yeah, he did. So Arkansas.
Good thing Popeyes doesn't offer that. He likes them chicken sandwiches over at Popeyes.
That he does. So he touched on a few funny things. You had a chance to listen to Devin Bale and Hudson Clark last night on Sam Pittman Live. I think the most important thing on Thursdays that we usually get to first here on the Morning Rush is the injury update. Jalen Braxton is out. Kyle Ramsey is out. Jaquindon Jackson, unfortunately, out. So it's not a lengthy list. Rodney Hill's probable, which to me means he's going to play. The big one for Ole Miss is Trey Harris, their outstanding wide receiver, who's currently listed as questionable. Harris did not play last week against Oklahoma, and he is the gas that makes the Ole Miss offense engine go. Now, Dart will not be the same quarterback if he does not have all the reliable to throw the ball to. They've got some other guys outside that are good. Watkins, Wells hasn't been as productive in Oxford as he was in South Carolina last year. But that's the one of any injury time. Like, not that I don't want Rodney Hill to play, but when I get in that stadium, I'm going to look out for Trey Harris and see if he's out on the field doing stuff and see if he's in that opening drive.
It's a break for Arkansas. I mean, sometimes that's what you need. I mean, we talk about matchups, and I've learned to, particularly now in a portal world where the rosters are so different, and maybe the behind the scenes dynamics are more different than we ever can really equate to today's modern college football. But and I say modern, I'm talking like the last 3 years now with all the money that's flowed in and going to the players' pockets. It changes the dynamics of things. Matchups. We always try to look at, well, what happened last week is just going to be a carryover for this week. Well, look at results. Look at the actual games. Look at box scores. I would say that's a small percentage of what happens a lot of times. We see would you say this year's been more topsy-turvy, up and down
question.
than we've ever seen before? So I've really kind of cautioned myself to, disregard last week to a great degree, because generally the carryover factor is not what it's been, historically.
So from a carryover standpoint, both offensively and defensively, you had a really good offensive game last week. Defensively, not so much. When you go up against an opponent like Ole Miss, who's missing potentially, don't know 100%, but he's listed as questionable, like how much does that change the dynamic for Travis Williams and having a game
I think
plan?
you prepare for him. I mean, I think you prepare both ways, but, the mistake I think he would tell you would be to prepare that he's not going to play, and then he's out there and you're not ready. So
here's the other thing on that you can tie into basketball too. Basketball team playing tomorrow night in Fort Worth. They're not playing on TCU's campus. They're playing in Dickies Arena, and I'm forgetting that. I think it's Conference USA's tournament. We saw a team that just beat the number one team in the country for an exhibition game last week. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose tomorrow night, just because that dynamic, and basketball and football is obviously a difference, but I think it's going to stretch into the basketball season, and baseball's always just a completely different sport. But I think we'll see it in basketball this upcoming season too.
I think we have to withhold starting to really form opinions and what the potential of this team is until we see the entire team play. Until John L. Davis is ready to go 30-something minutes, until you've got your bigs inside. I mean, we're impressed with the guard play and how they played defensively, but I think this team really can be a whole lot better, and we're just seeing the beginnings of it. I don't want to hype them up, but you just listen to Cal and the limits they've had in practice, their inability to scrimmage as a team, having to really rely on GAs and people to complete practices and have enough numbers, more walkthrough drills and learning drills. I mean, I think the upside for this team is really good, and I don't know that it's going to be on display as we listen to it on the radio for 99% of us that will be listening on the radio for the basketball game.
Well, and TCU's not even sending their broadcast team there, so the only way
it's an exhibition. Arkansas is able to do that because they can fly their broadcast team around and get them back in time. Of course, the team will travel back in time for Chuck to get there. But I mean, you look at what Chuck had to do last week. Do the game on Friday, get up early Saturday, take the school plane with school administration, get down there. I mean,
Does that just
that's
show,
an investment that, a lot of places wouldn't make that investment for the fans to hear the game.
is that just because of Arkansas basketball and Cal? And I mean, I think they had the games on the radio. The Texas game was on the radio. He says question mark, right? The exhibition games they had on the radio, right?
The real answer is if the ads are sold, the game's going to be on the
there
air.
it is. There it is.
That's really
There it is. Okay, all right.
If you want to know the truth, the
Let's go.
sponsorships were sold, so we're going to do the broadcast.
By the way, back to our question: if the bus driver gets free meal, Caleb Pingburn says that Freddy's and McDonald's still gives bus drivers a free meal. So for all the bus drivers out there, not just today, but make sure you're still taking advantage of that when you stop by with the team for a restaurant. Tell
them Coach Pittman sent you.
Well, when Pittman said that, and we'll close down and move on back to Halloween in just a sec. But when Pittman said that, it reminded me, and you know this because he's a Fort Smith guy, but I always remember when Gus Malzahn, and I forget which documentary or which interview it was with him, but like when he had to mow the grass at Hughes High School. Like when you start in high school athletics as a assistant, head coach, or whatever, especially a smaller school, you got to do everything. You got to teach.
Well, it's still that way.
You got to in
smaller schools. It's still that way.
Yeah, and so
you're the AD, you're the head football coach. You mow the field. If you haven't been able to raise the money to put turf down, you're going to probably, you and your staff, stripe the field as well, paint the lines on, and a couple of them will be crooked. I mean, yeah, you clean the jerseys, you do the laundry, you take care of the equipment, because it's usually in smaller schools. We got a lot of those, that we refer to them as basketball schools, but there may only be 3 or 4 coaches on staff that coach everything: football, basketball, spring sports, all of it.
Yeah. All right, that is your opening drive this morning. It's brought to you by our friends at First Financial Mortgage. Talking about Halloween costume, Ethan and his wife went as Beetlejuice the other night. I bet they have something cooked up for tonight as well. Her and their 2 daughters as well. In case you need a mortgage right now, Ethan is the guy to call. Ethan, Emily, their entire team at First Financial Mortgage will help you out. They now have a 5.0 rating on Google, 5.0. Give them a call at 479-782-9300 or go online to ffb1.com. Mortgage need, first time refinancing, they can help you out. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender. Text in from Rexton Hector, and we've got our schedule right here, and he's right. When Arkansas's had a good game, they followed it up with the bad game. Will they continue this trend? Let's just look through their schedule. UAPB, good game. Oklahoma State, bad game. And then, honestly, after that, UAB, bad game, though they won. Auburn, good game. A&M, bad game. Tennessee, good game. LSU, bad game. Mississippi State, good game. It's gone back and forth and it hasn't just been this year. So I wonder, can you string 2 games together? Is that a realistic? I mean, but no.
You talking about just the defense?
No.
Well, or
both squads. I mean, because I just went through the list. Good game, bad game, good game, bad game.
Defense, I would say, has kind of been down the last 2 games, right? LSU wasn't good, and then last week wasn't. I know you won the game and it gets swept under the rug, but the way they played against Mississippi State wasn't exactly the best defensive showing.
No.
It's lost in the 58 points the offense put up. But I wouldn't say bad game then good game against Mississippi State either. I'd say bad game, mediocre game.
But even like the stretch of Auburn, A&M, Tennessee, you didn't win 2 or 3 of those games because your offense. Your offense wasn't good in any of those games. You won it because your defense. Your defense won 5 turnovers against Auburn, only allowed 1 quarter of scoring against Tennessee, and did enough to keep you in the game in A&M, but the offense came up short. So there's been stretches in the season like you're talking about where the offense hadn't stepped up and it's hurt them, or the defense hadn't stepped up and they've been able to get away with it or whatever. I don't think you have to.
They've been able to hit the driver, but they can't putt.
Yes.
And then the next round you can putt, but you can't keep it the fairway. So can we hit the ball in the fairway and make the putts? That's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Can we get all 3 phases of the game going at one time? And that's what they've been unable to do, is complete that for 4 quarters.
Okay. So not me on the golf course.
Or me. Yeah.
Or you.
Exactly.
More like Ethan on the golf course.
Exactly. All right, that's your opening drive this morning. Hey, get by Arts Barbecue and Burgers if you're getting ready for weekend tailgating and you want to take some great food up on the hill. They've got it for you. And Arts will also be open with their smoked wings, their brisket queso. They take and do a smoked queso with chopped up brisket, the tomatoes, and all that stuff in there, and they put it on the smoker, and it is incredibly good with a great flavor. Oftentimes they'll sell out of that on the game day. Now, if you're looking for a place, maybe you got kids playing in little league games and you're running errands and you got a couple hours to stop in and watch the game somewhere, Arts will have it on the TVs. Plus on Saturday, $1 off all burgers as well. So the place to watch the game and enjoy $1 off burgers and smoked queso and all that good stuff, and a cold beer too, is at Arts Barbecue, Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Party Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
That's what Robert in Fort Smith wants to talk about. Is his Dodgers won 4-1 last night against the Yankees. Congratulations, Robert. I know you're excited about the Dodgers.
Oh, it was great last night. I mean, we were down by 5 runs, and look at the errors. I mean, they happened. They shouldn't have, but we got lucky. I mean, that wasn't and I know it's the best team money can buy, but just to come back from 5 runs down and then score that last run, that's what got me. I was excited, yeah. So Buehler came in and 1 day rest, I think, and came in and pitched that last inning. What else could you ask for?
Well, I know big celebration for them, and you never want an opponent that you had down 3-0 to even get a chance in Game 5. So I mean, if they'd have won last night and made that series 3-2, then you're getting a little nervous about the evil empire coming back on you. So not surprised at all last night they didn't
took out
close
the
out.
Death Star. And I know, like, Robert just referred to the Dodgers and how much money they spent in the offseason and overall with their – but I don't have the same disdain and hatred for the Dodgers as I do the Yankees. And I don't know why that is, because the Dodgers, I think, have a higher payroll. And they're still in Los Angeles, which is amazing.
But they're not the Yankees.
But they're not the Yankees. I feel like, and I could be wrong about this, I feel like the Dodgers are more like – now, we're in Cardinals country, so, like, not that you like the Yankees, but you hate the Dodgers. I don't have the same ill will towards that organization as I do the New York Yankees, because I think there's more arrogance with the Yankees than there is the Dodgers, even though they're probably similar neck and neck in that category.
Well, Dodgers fans stayed up late. I'll be honest, I didn't stay up late for it was 11 o'clock here, midnight at Yankee Stadium when that game was over. So, what a comeback in a year where it didn't look like the Dodgers were going to get there, and they are now the world champions, beating the Yankees last night and closing out the World Series 4-1. Hey, we're talking about going on the hill and making plans and basketball. The Inn at the Mill has a great room waiting for you for your next trip to Fayetteville in Northwest Arkansas, centrally located off I-49 at exit 69 at the Johnson exit. Big oversized rooms. Ty and I like to stay there when we need a room in Northwest Arkansas. Easy parking right close to your room as well. Great breakfast to start the day. We love the Inn at the Mill. 479-443-1800, or see what I'm talking about online at inatthemill.com.
All right, your hog update coming up next on the Morning Rush.
The pain makes dreams go down the drain. Oh, big, we fight tonight. Playoffs die in this life.
Touchdown, Arkansas. What a move.
This is the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
House here in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you need help with your next project? Metters Lumber True Value is here to help. A family-owned business since 1936, the staff has more than 90 years of experience in construction and the hardware business. If they don't have what you need, they know how to get it, and they are more than happy to accommodate your special order. So whether it's building a new deck, a paint project around the house, or needing a new set of tools, Metters Lumber True Value has everything you need. With locations in Alma, Ozark, and Clarksville, and you can shop online at metterslumber.com. Metters Lumber True Value.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's gonna clean that big house?
The Lyra housekeeper.
And who's gonna mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood couple.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yeah.
Except, who's gonna sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
When I go out to eat, I want something fresh. I don't want something that's been sitting in a freezer or processed. When I go to Lily Sandwich Shop, I am satisfied to the max. That's because Josefa makes everything fresh and uses that River Valley farm fresh produce during her long growing season. Stop by Lily Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District and become another satisfied customer. The sandwiches speak for themselves.
My name is Lily. My Papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily Sandwich Shop. Come by and see him at the Bakery District today.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything. Service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials. Tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hogcats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas! season.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
And Coach Pittman had a funny comparison between Arkansas and Ole Miss's defensive line last night.
I told our team, I said, they're the Louis Vuitton of defensive line, and we're like Walmart, blue light special, and so, we'll see what happens, but they are so good and so deep on the D-line. Their defensive ends are outstanding. Coach Kiffin's done a wonderful job of going into the portal and developing his team that way. They're special. I think they lead the league in sacks, in total defense, and in fewest rushing yards allowed.
Let me tell you something. Doug McMillan's not paying me a dime to say this, but that Walmart deli can be elite, Tommy.
Well, they got to bring back the blue lights. I remember Kmart with their, I guess it was red light special, but the blue light special, when they'd have that, you don't remember that. I was a kid
I was going to say, explain this to me.
Well, they'd have this cart they'd push through, and I remembered more at Kmart, and I think Walmart copied it, but they'd set up somewhere in the store, and there was like this pole on top of this cart, and it had this flashing light, and whatever they were at was on sale for the next 15 minutes, or whatever. They'd get on the intercom and, attention, Walmart shoppers.
Blue light special.
Aisle 14,
This is a really talented Ole Miss defensive
Line. Vuitton defensive linemen are on sale.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They're the Louis Vuitton of defensive line, and we're like Walmart, blue light special, and
I had just assumed that was a food-related item until you just
No.
explained it to me.
Kmart's where I remember it more. I don't know if Walmart did that or not, but I think they did. But anyway, Kmart's where they had the
Kmart's done,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
It's
they've been
Ci-
gone.
It's like Circuit City,
Yeah.
like Gonzo, right?
Has been for
years.
years.
There was a Kmart in Little Rock that my parents.
Montgomery Wards.
I was going to say my parents used to take me to, but it's been quite some time. Hey, if you're not in town in Fayetteville this weekend, you're listening in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can go to Fort Worth, go to Dickies Arena, watch Arkansas basketball. Here is Chin Coleman, Arkansas assistant coach, on two of your outstanding guards, DJ Wagner and Boogie Flan.
We're practicing with 5 guys for a long period of time. Those 5 guys got to really know each other really well. And DJ and Boogie got to play off of each other and learn each other and learn how to play off of one another really well during that time. So I think that time didn't necessarily hurt us that we didn't have the other guys. It helped us in some ways. And one of those ways was that we were able to put those guys on the floor and they were able to get a huge amount of reps together in terms of what we want to do, how we want to play.
And to Coach Coleman's comments, as this season, which hadn't even technically started yet, starts next Wednesday night in Budweiser Arena, 7 o'clock when you take on Lipscomb. I'm curious, you have 3 guards that can get you 20-plus at any given moment in Boogie Flan, DJ Wagner, and John L. Davis. How Coach Calipari and the rest of his staff, like Coach Coleman, Coach Payne, and others, go about incorporating these guys in the offense. And that's going to be an issue, Tommy, for defense. It's just like it's an onslaught. It's wave after wave of guys that can attack you in multiple different ways.
Yeah, and once they start gelling and playing together, and, he's warned us, he being Coach Cal, that hey, this will be a work in progress. They'll beat the brakes off Lipscomb would be my guess, but he's talked about their team. I think they'll be able to defend and do that. But again, I'm generalizing on, something. I hadn't looked into Lipscomb's roster, but I'm just generalizing because I saw what I saw the other night against Kansas. But there's going to be some bumps in the road, and Baylor's not going to be an easy game. And, people just need to calm down when they stub their toe, because they're going to a time or two in November and December.
All right, that's your Hog Update this morning. It's brought to you by my friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Have you looked at candy prices lately? Have you seen how?
Oh, I mean, when we buy candy here just for the office, it's not cheap.
It's double digits. It's absurd.
A big bag, like if you go to Sam's and buy a big bag of the candy, I don't know, ladies can tell, but it seems like when I go to Sam's, it's $20, 20-something bucks.
And I was going to buy some. I'm going over to a friend's house tonight. They're doing a chili type of Halloween thing, and I'm going to buy some. But I was just amazed as I was looking at the aisles yesterday how expensive it is. Even when you go to like a Dollar Tree or something like that. And I guess every cost, everything is like that. But it just, man, it is pricey. I guess since I didn't buy a Halloween costume, I can fork over a few extra dollars for the kids.
I thought you already had the Halloween costume.
Well, no, I have, but I'm saying I didn't buy one either. I didn't buy one, and I didn't sport one, even though I said I would. Didn't do that. Didn't do that at all. Now, the question is, with me not being in the house tonight, do I leave candy? Do you leave it outside?
No.
Or will just the first kid just take it all?
That's what I'd do.
Maybe
leave a little bit.
Where are the ethics in Halloween anymore?
In Halloween, there's none. You get all the
your
candy you can get.
generation and Clay's generation, if there was a bucket of candy outside, Clay would take one piece and walk down the street.
Yeah, because you'd get a whipping. You'd get a paddling when you got home.
One piece
there was
and
a
walk
price
down
to
the
pay.
street.
Not today. They don't.
The
There's
generation
no
behind me. I
consequences in today's
know.
world. You know.
And it starts with
you don't even
Halloween.
get a talking to anymore. You know.
Your Christmas decorations going up tomorrow? Or Thanksgiving?
No.
Okay, good.
Thanksgiving decorations?
My grandmother does that.
Anyway.
I don't understand it.
Hey, our buddy at the Fence Man, 782-3936 is Sean's number. If you need someone to come out and measure and give you a quote, maybe give you some ideas on fencing your yard or home. Maybe you've built a new home and it doesn't have a fence yet, or you've moved into a home and you've got pets and they need a fence around the backyard. The Fence Man can do that for you, 782-3936. But there's so much more. Powered automatic gates, custom wrought iron installations, big industrial jobs, they do it all. 782-3936, the Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Got our Morning Rush daily question coming up. One thing I failed to mention so far. How about the rain we finally got? Hopefully it doesn't cause more damage. More of the Morning Rush next.
Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
This is Brandon Green. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hawk fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're at the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Real big, hear the stadium roar. Fayetteville is ready for war.
This is the Morning Rush.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Valley Family Dental.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite, white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Basketball fans, it's that time of year again. The NBA is back. From opening tip-off to buzzer beaters, BetOnline has you covered with the best odds, biggest promotions, and live in-game betting on all of your favorite teams. This season, every game matters. BetOnline has every stat, matchup, breakdown, and live odds to bet on during the games. And it's not just the NBA. BetOnline has odds on everything from football, MLB playoffs, NHL, to even political props. Head to the website today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Colin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson, Salisaw Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
The best things in life never change. They just get better. Like Hardee's Original Bag. Just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
We spent a lot of time talking about how good Ole Miss's defense is, and I think to some degree their offense gets glossed over, even though they're the top scoring offense, and top 2 in the conference in scoring offense and lead a couple other offensive statistical categories. More of a discussion than a question, but how concerned should I be based on these things I've gleaned from looking at the statistical comparison and where Ole Miss ranks as a team? And there's 32 different categories that are in the game notes that they compare the 2 teams head up, and then give your conference rank and give your national rank. Okay,
is Ole Miss ahead of
We're
everyone?
going to just hang on. Listen to this. So for purposes of this conversation, we're going to base this on conference rank. Okay, how many categories do you think Ole Miss is ranked number 1 in the conference out of those 32?
I'm going to say 8, a 4th.
Exactly.
Is that right?
You're exactly okay. Wow. How many of those are defense and how many of them are offense? Because this is what I think. This is, I guess, getting to the point of the matter.
4 and 4.
Nope, it's 5 and 3. 5 on defense, 3 on offense. That they're number 1. But you go beyond that, because sometimes when you look at these stats and you go look at the conference numbers, a fraction of a point will separate 1 and 4 sometimes. So that's where, well, they're only 4th in the conference in this. Yeah, but they're only a 5th of a. They're only 4/10 of a point behind. So sometimes those numbers aren't as separating as you think. They're in first place in the conference in 8 statistical categories. 2 they're in second, 3 in third, 4 in 4, and 2 in 5th. That means, when you add that up, 19 of the 32 statistical categories, they're in the top 5. 19 of the 32. Now, when you look at the rest of them, there's not much middle ground because the other 10, which would make that take the top 5, and then you take when they're outside the top 10 or worse, 10 different categories. You know, one of the areas that really stands out, penalties. They commit a lot of penalties and, of course, give up a lot of yards. Time of possession is near the bottom of the conference for Ole Miss. But that also means when you look at scoring offense, they're number 2 in the league. They score a lot of points and don't need a lot of time to do that. By comparison, Arkansas is ranked number 1 in the conference in 2 categories versus the 8 for Ole Miss, net punting and first downs. But they're in the top 3 in 4 different categories, in the top 5 in 9 different categories. But on 15 of the 32 categories, you're outside of the top, the 10 or higher in those. Is this over-analysis, this paralysis by analysis? Do these numbers mean anything when you look at it? Because I think we look at Ole Miss and we have certain things. We put probably too much stock in Lane Kiffin. Then you come back and you look at the statistical comparison. This game shouldn't be close on paper in a lot of ways. But you look at the series, and it has been very close in the last 4 meetings. So
I think it's
cause for concern or throw it in the trash.
Well, I think it's paralysis by analysis, and I'll lay out these 2 stats. So Ole Miss has scored 40 or more points in their 4 non-conference games, an overinflated 76 against Furman, 52 against Middle Tennessee State, 40 against Wake Forest, 52 against Georgia Southern. They have not scored above 27 against an SEC opponent from an offensive standpoint. They have a good defense. If you've watched them this season, defense hadn't been the issue. It's been an issue in Ole Miss's past. Their offense has been the issue. So those stats, while they rank conference numbers,
we're getting to the point where conference-only statistics are starting to matter.
Yeah, so. I think it's like it's inflated a little bit. Yeah. So I would say the fact that this team has not scored above 30, scored above 27 in conference play this season is a little interesting to me.
They're a 2-2 SEC team. They're a 6-2 team on the year. If you're number 1 in all these categories, you probably should be
Brandon Paris
maybe a little better on the record.
He said that sounds like Common Core math for statistics.
I was probably going through some of that a little quick. But my point is we give Ole Miss's defense, and we talk about Jackson Dart and the offense, a little bit, but the defense is so good. Offensively, they're top in the league in a lot of different places.
What happens? So I'll play this clip. Like, here's Ed Gregory earlier this week.
I think it's tempo, man. I think they tempo a lot of teams and make them where they can't really think, so they kind of lose a lot of their assignments and technique just because they're tired. So that's a bigger thing that we're working on, man, trying to match their tempo.
If they get going, then offensively they're really good. But I mean, and I know Dart's a lot more of a veteran quarterback than Nico, but it's the same offense. It's up tempo, go, go, go. We're going to try and run it first and open up the passing game. If you stop them, then you're going to dominate the time of possession as long as you can run the football, which Brandon Marcello was on Chuck and Bo this morning, laid out the formulas. You run the football right at these guys. And I think that Arkansas has an opportunity. I don't know if Walter Nolan's going to play, the transfer from Texas A&M. He went out during the Oklahoma game, did not return. He's listed as, I don't remember if it's probable or questionable in this one, but I'd be curious to see about that. You have a chance.
And to that point, to Brandon's point, rushing offense for Arkansas is basically 200 yards a game, which if you care about conference rank, that's 3rd in the SEC, 28th nationally. Rushing defense for Ole Miss, 78 yards a game, and, of course, tops in the conference. So, 76 yards a game and number 1 in the country, number 1 in the conference. So what gives there, and that's really the game inside the game, I think, this week is who can establish a run, who can stop the run. Can Arkansas run the ball on a team that's giving up statistically 76 yards a game on the ground?
And I said this, we were talking about Jackson Dart there. Dart has not played well the last 2 years against Arkansas. Now, that doesn't mean like Corral had 6 picks one year against Arkansas and then ripped him apart the next year. So we'll see which Jackson Dart we see Saturday in Fayetteville. All right, that is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush daily question. If you need a place to watch the game this week and you're not making it to Donald W., place to watch NFL, corporate events, if you need a place to take it in for birthday parties, whatever the case may be, this is the #1 indoor golf facility. It's BYOB, drinks, food, whatever. You can bring it in. Check them out. 122 Grant Place in Lowell. Call them at 479-487-3622 or check them out online at cartpasssocial.com. Very affordable. Take advantage of over 500 golf courses, and they have league play going on right now. Courses like Bandon Dunes, Torrey Pines, and more. cartpasssocial.com. You see that Hunter Henry was taking quarterback reps for the New England Patriots? Big C, did you see that? NBC Boston had this video, and I thought this was a joke at first, but Drake May's status is up in the air. The quarterback they drafted from North Carolina. They still have Jacoby Brissett and Joe Milton, the former Tennessee Volunteer, on the roster. They don't have anyone on their practice squad. So Hunter Henry, the Mackey Award winner at Arkansas, to my knowledge, he never took a snap at quarterback at Pulaski Academy or when him and Mark and his family lived in Atlanta or in the Georgia area, but was taking practice reps at quarterback as third-team QB yesterday. Wouldn't that be something? And I don't want Joe Milton and Jacoby Brissett to get injured by any stretch, but can you imagine if you're Hunter Henry, who's played tight end, I'm going to guess, since Pee Wee, and then all of a sudden, Gerard Mayo, former Tennessee Volunteers, like, Hunter, you got to play quarterback for the rest of this game. I don't even remember who they're playing on Saturday, but that would be
he's a football player.
He's a football player. That would be quite something.
He can throw it behind. Is a good.
Yes, he did have. Does that count as a completion? I'll refer to the ref.
Oh, that's a backwards pass, right? So that's a lateral.
Does he get any credit for that to toss it to Alex Collins there?
But it hit the ground, right?
But technically, Alex recovered it. No, I'm trying
backwards
to find.
It
doesn't.
It's
a rush play or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
It's not a forward pass.
I know John Rutledge's name has been mentioned before that they had to pull him from the intramural fields, but they literally, I guess, as a New England Patriots organization, had to pull Hunter Henry from the tight end room. And I know, like, he's beloved in Boston. He's not Rob Gronkowski, obviously, but I just thought that would be interesting if somehow, some way, he was having to play quarterback for the Patriots this weekend.
Yeah. Hey, want to get those teeth pearly white? Look, if you're watching on Ty's got these really. I mean, he spent a lot of time on that, making those teeth look great.
Yes.
Hey, Dr. Sparkman, Dr. Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice at Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms can help you make those teeth look great. Not only do they do general dentistry, braces, cosmetics, implants, they also do teeth whitening. You mentioned you heard it here on the Morning Rush. At your next appointment, receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. So if you want teeth whitening, go to our friends at Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms, or call 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or go online at valleyfamilydentalpractice.com and ask about your free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening.
You were talking about SEC-only games with Ole Miss and Arkansas. I love when listeners do research for us, like Spencer, who's listening to Rogers this morning. Arkansas scored an average of 25.6 points in SEC games, and they're allowing 21.6. Ole Miss in 4 SEC games is scoring 24 and giving up 16.5. Again, that's not characteristic of Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss for the defense to be as good as it is and the offense to be down. Like, I don't think a lot of people expected Ole Miss to only score 24 points in SEC play. Now, you don't want them to bust and explode the 53.5, which is the money line, or excuse me, the spread, not the spread. What is that? The over-under this weekend. But they do have the capability of doing so, and we'll see if they have one of their best offensive outputs of the season in Fayetteville this weekend.
Yeah.
I think weather could be a factor, too. We talked about that a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, and, we got, obviously, that front move through this morning. Saturday in Fayetteville, my phone's saying a 45% chance of rain. Now, when you go and you look at what part of the day is supposed to fall, it would be during the game, but that chance of rain's like a 1/10 of an inch in the 2 o'clock hour.
Speaking of rain, we finally got some.
Yeah.
But in some areas, it was too much, unfortunately. But how long has it been? A good chunk of our state that hasn't gotten any raindrops at all.
I don't know. It's been a few weeks. So, I mean, a lot of the state's under a burn ban, but I don't think we got enough rain this morning to probably eliminate the burn ban.
To end that or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it was good to have waking up this morning to a little thunder and lightning, which I'm not usually a fan of, but this morning's different.
Hey, go see our friends at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Get dressed up for Halloween. Take the kids there for some tacos and go do some trick-or-treating tonight. Love Joe's because they're locally owned. Great local service from people you know that you've ate with for years. Great Tex-Mex, and we like to say even better service when you go to Joe's. Great place to watch the game this Saturday. Half-price apps and taps for the Hog game at 11. They'll do that at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Your local friends at Joe's Grill, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps in Fort Smith.
Tom Murphy joins us on the other side. More thoughts on Ole Miss and the injury report next.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, this is Chad Warner, product manager for Booyah Bait Company in Fort Smith, Arkansas. The hottest swim jig on the Arkansas River right now is the Booyah Mobster. It was designed by the Muddy Water Mob, a bunch of river rats from Arkansas and Oklahoma, and it's winning tournaments on Dardanelle and Kerr like clockwork. If you're fishing submerged vegetation, water willow, lily pads, you need a Booyah Mobster to reel them in. Available at lurenet.com and tackle stores throughout Arkansas and Oklahoma, the Booyah Mobster.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Harry Robinson Salisal Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisal Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
This is Ricky Young with Mr. Cabbage Head and the Screaming Radishes, vegetable-related rock for a healthier lifestyle. When we have any problem at all, we call 782-8940.
It's a great time to take advantage of York Factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Looking to boost your health and feel your best? Elite Wellness and Aesthetics in Fort Smith is here to help. Starting at only $200 a month, semaglutide and tirzepatide are weight loss shots that can kickstart your journey to a healthier, more confident you. And with Elite's hormone therapy treatments, you could restore balance, energy, and vitality. Take control of your health today with Elite Wellness and Aesthetics. 479-242-9355 to schedule your appointment or visit FortSmithElite.com. Elite Wellness and Aesthetics, getting to know you inside and out.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett at River Valley Smile Center. You may know me as your local dentist, but I'm a giant Hogs, Dolphins, and college baseball fan as well. Listen to me, Phil, and Matt talk about our 3 ups and downs for the weekend every Monday on halftime at 12:15. At River Valley Smile Center, we're a comprehensive dental facility that offers children's dentistry, dental implants, sedation, whitening, and much, much more. Dr. Cole Johnson, Dr. Hannah Cabe, and myself are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
Ty Richardson live at Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. Galen, 50 years.
This will be our 50th year in business. A lot of customers get us confused as only a rental place where they rent for proms and weddings, but we've classically been the men's store in Fort Smith, Arkansas. We try to be a little different. You can come in and look different at Rainwater's.
When you stop by, make sure to tell Gale and his staff that Ty sent you.
Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, where it's fun to look good.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, showers, occasional thunderstorms early. It'll end up with clearing skies as we head through the afternoon. Some of the storms early could be on the strong side. Our high today will be in the upper 60s north, mid 70s south. Clearing and much cooler overnight. We drop down low 40s north, low 50s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
I'm hairy everywhere else except my face.
This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
Through the sky, I'm in time, easy drive. Tune in now, don't be shy. The morning rush gonna make you feel alive. ESPN Arkansas Field Show. Morning glow.
Welcome back into hour number 2 of the Morning Rush here on a Too Stupid Thursday. I do have a funny story I want to get into where a woman donated her belly button to her boyfriend. They have since broken up. Now, any thoughts on that?
Say that again. She donated
A woman donated her belly button to her boyfriend as a token.
Donated a belly button.
Guess she got it surgically removed.
Audi? I don't know how else you could do that.
You know.
Has Laura ever offered
No, I mean,
her belly button
nor
to
have
you?
I asked. I mean, other than trapping Lynn, I'm not sure what it's, it was there for the umbilical cord years ago, right?
Back in the day.
Huh.
47 years ago. And
I don't really have a lot of questions, but I am a little bit curious. On that.
By the way, my dad says don't leave your light on or the candy out because he feels like kids are going to take
they're going to take it all. Take it all. So, hey, real quick before we get to Tom, I want to tell you about our friends at Uncorked. Scott and his team are so awesome. Great people. They always have a fresh, updated menu. They got the fall menu that's now out. We've been talking about the patio weather we've had, and yeah, it's actually going to feel a little bit like fall today. So it'd be a great afternoon to meet your friends or maybe make that last sales call of the day at Uncorked. They open at 4. And the great thing about, I love because here lately, been sitting on the patio. They got the fans if you need it. They got really comfortable furniture. The TVs are out there if you want to, catch Sports Center or catch the news or, anything that you need to watch. They got that. It cools off a little more. They got the fire tables. But here's the thing that separates them from elsewhere. Man, you go some places, they sit you outside, you get lost. They forget about you. Your glass goes dry. If you need any other food or whatever, they don't take care of you. Not at Uncorked. They're always looking out for you and making sure that you're having a great experience. Uncorked, they're on Phoenix Avenue next to Sody's in Fort Smith, or make reservations for this weekend at Uncorked the Fort
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by Mach 1 Financial. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC is a registered investment advisor located in Rogers, Arkansas. For full disclosures, visit mach-1financial.com/disclosures.
As we welcome in our friend Tom Murphy here this morning. Tom, outside, I think we need to start with that. So, Tom, we had some fun with this yesterday. I know that you were chatting with the couple of the players on I guess it was Tuesday and this ended up coming out.
In the press box, we all knew Taylor was feeling better on that first touchdown run. It was the old Chris Berman, whoop, whoop, whoop kind of run.
Now, I thought it was pretty good compared to what would you give your whoop rating on Tuesday night?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe y'all recorded that. It just spilled out because at the press box you're like, oh, that guy's got him, and then he juked him and he got outside and he had Andrew Armstrong out there blocking a guy. And it was a great play, and for my Chris Berman, I 6 out of 10. How about that?
That was good. And then Taylor, like you said, immediately gave him credit.
I would say the spirit moves me. It's just instinct, like I say every single time. I can't make that play without Drew blocking his butt off and blocking the defender to help me get in. So it's not just me on that touchdown.
Tom, which Taylor Green are we going to see on Saturday against Ole Miss? This is one of the best defenses in college football. He'll see something similar 2 weeks when they take on Texas. Which Taylor Green do we see on Saturday?
Well, that's a good question, and it's not like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. It's a getting more comfortable in Bobby Petrino's offense, staying in the pocket a little bit more. I mean, even though they didn't beat LSU, his completion percentage was solid, and he didn't run as much. But the fact that he can run opens up more avenues for them. I think it's an understanding who's going to be where when he's in scramble mode, understanding all the route combinations, and he's just gotten better at it. So I give them a chance to move the ball some, even though when you look at the numbers and you look at the names on this Ole Miss defense, they're really strong. Some of the guys, particularly Walter Nolan, the D tackle, he's questionable, or he might be probable, but he went out last week, and they're very, very mysterious when it comes to their injuries. So we don't know if Trey Harris is going to play, and they had a bunch of O-linemen, and it looks like most of them are probable.
Yeah.
So
you would think that they would really have a good handle on injuries since they have so many during the game that happen suddenly.
Oh.
You would think that Ole Miss would really have a good handle on return because those guys generally heal up fast and get in back in the game pretty quick.
They're rolling with that reputation a little bit, aren't they? But Arkansas, to me, I think they felt they needed to pass it to move it against LSU, and they didn't really get going in the run. I think in this game, you got to try to make sure you can get it in the run, get the run going, just to make them honor that, just to make the safeties a little bit cautious, and to open more things up through the pass game. Otherwise, if they can make you one-dimensional, make you have to pass it, that's big-time advantage. Oh, they're a big-time sack team and a big-time pressure team.
I wish we could go back to media days in Dallas, and when Greg Sankey was explaining the injury policy, we could have asked him, will Ole Miss be required to turn one in at the end of each quarter since they have so many in-game injuries?
Well,
I'll hang up and listen. I would have loved to. He might not even give you a response on that.
Yeah, well, to your point, Tommy, if you've looked at Ole Miss and Tom, I don't know if you've seen it, but they have their injury report. I think has been double digits every game this year, and Kiffin's been playing that up. You mentioned Trey Harris there. If he can't suit up on Saturday, how different is that Ole Miss offense that Arkansas has to face?
Well, I mean, they've still got dudes, but he's got great moves. He can take the top off the defense, so it changes a few things. The tight end rose up last week, Caden Prescorn, and I think he scored against Arkansas last year, if my memory serves. But he's a really good tight end, and obviously they have a lot of weapons. And the style of offense they run is not dissimilar to the Kendall Briles, where it's the RPO mesh. So your linebackers' eyes have got to be in the right place. Safeties too, and they try to draw you up and then throw slants and throw all the short stuff. But they'll also do play action and drop back and throw it deep. So they really challenge you in every area of the field. They challenge the flanks, the crossing routes, and the deep, and they're tough to defend. And you got to be a really strong tackling team and try to contain the run to have a chance to beat them.
Yeah, and I would think last week's prep for Mississippi State has helped this week because, that offensive philosophy all comes from the same tree with Levy and Briles and all those guys that have come from the same spot of learning offense. So a lot of the same concepts and looks, I would imagine they've worked on these last two games, or last week for State and this week for Ole Miss.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that. And as you saw Mississippi State operating its offense, you're like, yeah, they're going to get this next week, but they're going to get it in a senior. Kudos to Michael Van Buren. He got thrown into a tough situation, and he got sacked a couple times, strip sacked, and he didn't have a great game last week. But that kid's got some potential. But in Ole Miss, you've got Jackson Dart, who's a more veteran at running it. I think he'll pull and run it more, or he'll scramble or throw on the run the way Garrett Nussmeier did against Arkansas and be a lot more dangerous. But as I saw those bubble screens develop, you block them up right, and it's like a swinging gate. The guy takes off for the touchdown on the first one. I'm thinking Ole Miss can do that. They do the same kind of stuff, and could be just as dangerous. And they're going to see that Arkansas struggle with that, so that's going to be part of their game plan, along with the slants and all the other stuff that Ole Miss can do. This is a real challenge for the Arkansas defense.
So you brought up tackling a moment ago. Let's go back to that. Been inconsistent for Arkansas, kind of up and down week to week. Is it the speed of the opponent? Has it been injuries? How can you pinpoint, or can you pinpoint why Arkansas has had some struggles as of late in just fundamental tackling?
Yeah, I think it's a real combination of all that. And then as Sam Pittman pointed out with us either Monday or I can't remember what day, maybe Wednesday, that a lot of times there weren't other guys getting to the ball. So there'd be a guy there, and if he slowed a guy up or almost had him, if you have other guys to clean up, it's over. But in some of those open field situations, there wasn't a second guy there cleaning up, so the other DBs. So that's got to be improved. Now, I'll say this, the between the tackle stuff, that 4th and 1 play from the goal line, I mean, Eric Gregory pushed his guy onto his butt and made the initial contact, and then Bradley Shaw, the linebacker, was in there. He cleaned it up. But Anthony Switzer forced the play out. That package is called the Hippo package, where they're big dudes. They didn't miss too many on that one on the goal line stand in particular.
Tom, what do you think of Sam Pittman's comparison, calling the Ole Miss defensive line Louis Vuitton and Arkansas's defensive line a Walmart blue light special?
When he said that, I'm like, he's saying that to the team. These are all the guys that came through the portal. They spent all this money, NIL money, and got all these guys. And look at them. We can be just as good as they can be. You can hear him saying that to his team as an inspiration in this game. And this has been a crazy series. Arkansas has won the home game, so I give them a puncher's chance. I think it's about a touchdown underdog in this game. I give them a puncher's chance to not only cover but win it.
Rodney Hill's listed as probable, Tom. I'm expecting him to play. We only saw 2 running backs last week, in Russell and Dominion, and Taylor at times can be that. What element can he maybe add to the mix on Saturday if he plays?
Yeah, the swing passes. I mean, in the Oklahoma State game, I know he didn't make that 4th and 1 with Jaquindon Jackson out, but he caught a swing pass or something. And he drug tacklers, like multiple guys. And you're like, this dude weighs 180. So I think a little speed on the edge, and he's surprisingly tough running it between the tackles as well. So just another option. Obviously, the rushing yards aren't going to come as easy as they did last week when Russell had 175 and Dominion had 98. But just having another guy in the mix, if somebody gets dinged up, it will be helpful. I thought he might play last week because he dressed out and went through warm-up. So surely he's right on the brink of being ready.
Yeah. Getting bowl eligible, getting Larry a spot in the postseason, getting the bowling ball back out. How big a focus do you think is that an internal conversation? Not much has been said about it in the media availabilities, but you think that's something maybe the team has gotten their sights this week? Obviously, they want to get bowl eligible, but knowing they can do it this week, cross that hurdle, is that a focus point?
Well, I think I wouldn't be able to say I'm in the locker room and I understand that's what they're talking about. I would think it's more just a lower key. We know what's at stake. They got up bowl eligible against Ole Miss in 2022, if memory serves. So it could be a repeat thing from 2 years ago. I think Sam Pittman actually talked about that on game day last Saturday, knowing what's at stake this coming week. So yeah, it's a bit of incentive for sure. I don't know if it's at the very forefront. Winning the game against the ranked team at home and getting another one after the Tennessee game, I think would be pretty clear motivation for them.
Tom, as we let you go, I wonder your thoughts seeing Freddie Freeman do what he did for the Dodgers as a former Brave. I mean, is it frustrating, or are you kind of happy for him? Like, as we close out, your thoughts on Dodgers taking it and seeing Freddie do what he did all series long.
Right. Nothing but super happy for Freddie Freeman. We all my Braves buddies, we all felt like we weren't going to be able, like the Dodgers were going to come at him. And I read some stuff overnight that made it sound as if the Dodgers were shocked that the Braves didn't re-sign him. But I don't believe it. I think they felt like Freddie was going to head that way. And the thing with his agent got kind of bungled. And we traded for Olson, obviously, before anything happened with Freddie. But you know what? I'm not going to dwell on it. Olson's been a good hitter for us. But I'm just really happy. I'm not a Dodgers fan, but I'm happy for Freddie that he's the MVP and had such a great series.
Tom, we'll leave it there. We'll see you on Saturday at the game, okay?
Yep, sounds good. Yeah.
All right, Tom Murphy with us, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by our friends at Mach 1 Financial. Hey, many of you have worried about this year's election and how it will impact the market and the economy. But the truth is, who's in office doesn't impact things nearly as much as the policies that are put in place. On this week's episode of The Market Moment, join Matt, Lee, and John as they discuss which policies would make the biggest impact on your investing portfolio. You can find their podcast episodes at market-moment.com. Tune in to get your financial questions answered. Mach 1 Financial Group, LLC, is a registered investment advisor. They're in Rogers, Arkansas. For full disclosures, visit mach-1financial.com/disclosures.
This is the Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Award presented by Chevrolet. Freddie Freeman, it's all yours. After everything that you've gone through this year, how special is this whole thing, winning it all, the MVP to you?
This is everything. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be here without the support of everybody in these shirts tonight. It's been a grind these last 3 months, but this organization, Stan, Andrew, Brandon, Doc, my teammates, my family, it's been a lot, and this is it right here.
Sometimes at the end of a series or a championship, you really don't know who's going to win the MVP.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty obvious.
This was as obvious as it gets when it comes to the World Series.
Was the voting unanimous? I hadn't looked. I don't know.
I hadn't
if
looked.
It's not, it should have been.
No, yeah. I mean, it was phenomenal. He ended up, didn't have a home run last night, but had a double. He might have had another hit too. But yeah, I was pretty flabbergasted at the consistency. I mean, it's one thing to do that in the regular season, Tommy, but when you're doing it at the height of the MLB playoffs, which is the World Series, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, and in the NLCS as well leading up to it, I think with the last two games there, had six postseason games in a row with a home run.
Mm-hmm.
Reminded me of 2015 when Daniel Murphy for the Mets was just hitting bomb after bomb after bomb against the Cubs.
Bumgarner years ago when he just took over the Royals World Series. I mean, there are guys that have had these standout games in the midst of World Series, but for a hitter to have the impact he did is pretty remarkable.
7 points. Line hadn't moved any. Looking at Bet Saracen right now, over-under still at 53.5. So you can check that out online, for all the live betting and in-game stuff as well. We'll look at some of the props coming up tomorrow. But
do they have a TCU prop bet up yet? Not prop bet, a lineup
game bet. I have not seen that yet. But
see if it's it's college basketball, so that would come out either tomorrow or some point. They had one for the Kansas game, so I wouldn't be surprised if they had one for the.
Oh, I would fully. I think Bet Saracen will have that, but you can go we'll look at some of the prop bets tomorrow that Bet Saracen will have up for Saturday's football game. But line staying put at 7, opened at 6.5, moved to 7. It's stayed there. So Arkansas catching a touchdown on their home field. BetSaracen.com for all of the details there as well.
You got some SEC stuff to get to. The all coaches preseason teams were announced yesterday. I always pay attention. I think you've said this before, Tommy. Not that I just toss aside what the media thinks, but anytime I see an all SEC list that's selected by the coaches who have more basketball knowledge than us or football knowledge than us, in the football coach's case, I just pay a little more attention to those than I would the media selections.
It's the only one I pay real attention to. And I think coaches probably have a little more input on that. And they also know the kids that are playing at other schools maybe a little better because the better ones were coveted by everyone in the portal.
Yeah.
And recruit them. So they know who's got what, who they really wish they had. And so, yeah, I, that's one that I put a whole lot, I put all my weight into that one. That's the one that matters.
Speaking of recruiting, did you know that like Coach K recruited Cal back in the day? Are you aware of that? We'll share that clip coming up in a bit.
That goes back.
Think about that.
Goes back a piece.
Coach Mike Krzyzewski recruited John Calipari apparently back in the day. They were talking about that on Sirius XM earlier this week.
Hey, with this front moving through, a little rain this morning, it's made some fishing on the Arkansas River even better. You're going to go work some laydowns on the lake or the river, maybe Beaver, Washita, or Table Rock. Take along the Hedden Super Spook Jr. Water temperatures are still high, so for this time of the year at least, top water baits are still working great. The Super Spook Jr. is the smaller version of the world's most famous topwater lure. The Spook is the original walk-the-dog lure that's been tricking big bass for more than 100 years. Find the Hedden Super Spook Jr. at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores everywhere. It's the Hedden Super Spook Jr.
I may have misspoken a little bit. Scouted, not recruited. Scouted, which obviously changed the complete point of that.
I was trying to put the timeline together on that because the age separation.
I wrote down recruiting.
K's older, but he's not that much.
I wrote down recruiting, and I was like, I don't think that's what the clip said. I went back and looked at Scouted. But we'll listen to that. We'll hear some more SEC stuff when we return. Again, it's a Too Stupid Thursday. Plus, we got to tell this belly button story. More on that coming up next here on the Morning Rush.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
This is former Razorback tight end Ben Cleveland, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
All the Road Hogs have the hot calls and the tailgate ready to roll.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
The long wait is almost over, Waldron. Wave Rural Connect will be opening the Waldron Zone for orders November the 18th. If you registered before the 18th, you still need to put in your product order when Waldron opens. Amazing fiber internet and phone, all from a local provider in Ozark, Arkansas, is coming to Waldron. Pre-register online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Nothing says summer fun like fishing with a Thill Bobber with the family. America's favorite floats by Thill are available in a variety of sizes and colors. These premium balsa wood floats are made by the thousands at Pradco in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They are great at detecting the slightest bites by fish and work great in tandem with crickets and redworms. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. America's favorite floats by Thill.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
Are you tired of the overcrowded overcrowded fitness centers. Would you like a fitness option where you can actually work out? Then let's hang out. The Hangout is Fort Smith's newest fitness facility. It has an 8,000 square foot gym, indoor tennis, pickleball, and basketball with more sports coming soon. The Hangout offers group and individual training in the gym and boasts 3 active tennis pros to help you grow your game. Stop in today at 5400 Gary Street or thehangoutfs.com for more information. Be a part of something different. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC buyers. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. Always online at burtonpools.com.
So, I don't know about you, but I've actually enjoyed seeing the SEC injury report each and every week. I think it's given us not just more content to talk about, but I think you have a better idea who's playing, who's not on Saturday. I know, like this Saturday, for example, Rodney Hill listed as probable. I expect him to play. Don't have to wonder if Jaquinton Jackson's playing or not. He's out, as is Kyle Ramsey and Jalen Braxton. I like that the SEC has implemented this.
Has anyone in the media, because I haven't seen it, followed these injury reports and then got a, if you're probable this percentage that, of them played, didn't play, anyone that's been on the out list that actually did show up in the game? I know there's supposed to be fines if you,
like 100 grand.
fudge these things, but
I have not seen a report.
I don't know if
like
anyone's
that.
really following what's put on these and, how it really works out. Tom Brady was listed as questionable for 15 years or whatever with the Patriots. Belichick never listed him. He was always on the injury report every week, and he played every week. Unless it was obviously those
That
one or two times
torn
in his career.
ACL year
Yeah.
where he didn't play or whatever. Yeah, and they've got what's your? I talked to an Ole Miss guy that I trust last night, and he told me he doesn't think Trey Harris is going to play this week. Trey Harris listed as questionable, outstanding wide receiver. I think he leads the conference right now in catches and yards.
Well, he's got 987 yards, 987 on 59 catches. He's averaging almost 17 yards.
He's a
a
dude.
catch right now.
He's a dude, man.
And I say 6 touchdowns. He leads the team there. But, yeah, this is a guy that if he's, he is their go-to receiver. No question about it, because the next closest receiver is not even at 500 yards.
Is that Watkins?
Lee. Caden Lee.
That's a big question mark. Again, when I watch on Saturday when they release that injury report where it updates it, that's the one I'm on. Walter Nolan's the other guy, the defensive tackle, the transfer from Texas A&M. Those are the two ones, at least Ole Miss wise, that I'm going to be focusing on. SEC basketball coaches preseason selections are out. Arkansas gets 2 guys on there just like they did for media. Jonas Adu and John L. Davis listed as second team. The starting 5 for the first team: Mark Sears, no surprise. Jonai Broom, outstanding center for Auburn. Walter Clayton Jr. for Florida. Sakai Ziegler, really good point guard for Tennessee. And then Wade Taylor, the fourth for Texas A&M. Those guys have done it in this league. That's probably why you could see John L. maybe make that list at the end of the season, depending on what type of season they have. Mark Sears listed as preseason player of the year. I counted it up the other day, and I didn't write the number down. Arkansas plays, I want to say it's almost double-digit teams in the top 25 this season with SEC and just preseason teams they play. So you have a rigorous schedule that Cal that put it there for a reason. You're going to get tested early too, which is nice. Like I think Baylor's ranked number 8 right now in the AP Top 25 for basketball, and you get them the second game of the year after you already played the preseason number 1 in an exhibition game.
And I'm trying to find it here. I had to reboot my phone. I wonder how much because I think Arkansas was 10-1 to win the SEC. I want to look this up here in just a second. What the odds have the odds moved from 10-1 to win the SEC? Because Kentucky was like 30-1. Has that moved at all? Alabama led it after beating Kansas the other night. That would be something worth looking at. Is that performance in the exhibition game changed the odds makers' minds on this team's? Is it dropped to 8-1,
or even a national championship?
Yeah.
Like imagine if you had and I don't, on terms of futures, I don't know if you have to bet it after the national championship concludes. And I guess that news about Cal coming to Arkansas came out prior to the UConn national championship. But like what you could have gotten Arkansas odds then, and then what maybe what it is after that Kansas win or something. Big C, you got something over there?
I was just gonna say, to be 16th. With the talent that we have, I don't know, man. I know you kind of have to wait and see a little bit, but I think they look like a top 10 team against Kansas.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, I think it's going to be good when this team loses, and I think Cal would tell you that privately too. I'm going to get a text from my father if they lose next Saturday against the Baylor Bears. I'm just expecting it. 1, because Baylor's more experience in terms of playing together. 2, for whatever reason, you can't beat them the last 2 years. Now, Muss was your coach compared to Cal, but I think that question, that shouldn't be a shot at Muss, but there is a dynamic change here. I'm curious to see, like, when this team does lose, which they will early on in non-conference play, how they bounce back the next game and the teaching points that Cal can take. You got to remember, he had 3 guys he coached last year in Big Z, DJ Wagner, and then also a dude, Tiero. Like, he's got those 3 guys. Those 3 guys know what it's like to play. Trevin's the only one that's been on this campus as a Arkansas Razorback before, but there's a lot of guys that have no idea what it's like post-loss and figuring stuff out. There's a heightened expectations for this basketball team, and we'll see what they do after losses. All right, that is your SEC update here this morning on a Too Stupid Thursday.
By the way, Arkansas is still plus 1,200 to win the SEC regular season. Alabama at the top at plus 220.
What do we bet on that? We bet on something.
The
regular season.
The Southeastern Conference regular season champion, it's in this order: Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, Arkansas, Kentucky, A&M. So that's what the odds makers have at the top. But the difference between Alabama at the top at plus 220 and then Arkansas is plus 1,200.
Alabama comes here.
Well,
I mean, in February,
just telling you what the odds are.
Yeah,
I saw it the other day at 10-1, so that'd be around that number. So it hadn't dramatically moved since last week's exhibition game. All right, brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas with the SEC update. The perfect hot tub is waiting for you during the warehouse clearance sale. They got Hot Springs tubs starting at $39.99 right now. Payments as low as $58 a month, and over 100 hot tubs are in stock, ready to deliver, and on sale right now. So don't miss your chance to get a hot spring spa during the warehouse clearance sale. Burton Pools and Spas, Springdale, Greenland, and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com.
So I've teased this belly button story. A woman in Mexico she's 23 years old, removed her belly button and gave it to her ex-boyfriend as a present. This was not her ex-boyfriend at the time. Back in 2015, called that move reckless and impulsive.
You think?
He wanted to.
Like, this is a 10-year-old story?
Apparently, it's that old, and then now it's just making the news cycle, apparently. I just can't. Some things I see on headlines, I can't even fathom thinking about that. But on a Too Stupid Thursday, I thought it was a good headline to share with the audience.
A belly button?
Some type of surgery.
Maybe she had an outie. They just removed the outie.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what you said, Big C. Yeah. She put it in a very small bag along with a note saying, "I love you." And it was very emotional.
That is just so freaking bizarre.
He has kept it and will keep it forever because he knows the meaning behind it.
They're both weird.
We are good friends now, but we will always love each other.
There's someone for everyone, Ty. This should give you hope. This should give you hope.
Moral of the story. There is someone out there for everyone. I don't even know what to do with that outside of just.
Well, so your first thought was, let's bring it in for radio content?
Yeah,
that was your first thought?
Absolutely.
Hey, I don't know if this is any good or not, but we'll just put it on the radio.
It is good. It's just, I don't know where you go.
Well, you're the one that brought the story in here.
No, I'm not talking about the content. I'm talking about as a person. Like, where does your mind, of all the things that I've thought about giving a young lady before, and I've never gotten to that stage with the girl or anything, but like my belly button, or wanting hers for that matter, has never approached the ether at all.
I'm going to guess he maybe didn't want that, and when he received that, he realized, I'm headed down the wrong path. Well, you know what? We're back to the friend zone here.
I wanted something casual. It says I open up this box.
I had something else in mind, but
on my birthday, and it's just.
What is this, honey?
It's her belly button.
It's not my size. Here, take it back.
Oh man.
Again, gives you hope. There's somebody
out
for
there.
everybody.
Out there.
There's someone out there, even
Out
for
there.
you, Ty. Hey, one place if you could find that special lady, take him to
One
Gaston's.
place that you could give your belly button to
I
your
don't know about
significant
that, but,
other.
I don't know if I'd put on the end of a hook, but at Gaston's, it's the place that if you wanted to impress that sweetheart in your life, or maybe there's a birthday or an anniversary coming up, this be the place to go. Romantic, secluded, great restaurant, everything you need is there. 80 private cabins and lodges that overlook the White River. I was talking with someone yesterday who was getting a reservation for a couple months from now, and they got a cabin with a fireplace, and they were looking forward to, building a big fire and cozying up on the couch, looking at the river, watching some movies. You can take your streaming device or whatever, or log into your accounts on their TVs and really enjoy, just relaxation and getting away at Gaston's White River Resort. Fishing's always the star of the show. Trophy browns and rainbows are caught daily off the dock at Gaston's. They got the expert guides that can put you right on the fish of a lifetime when you go fishing with the guides at Gaston's. 870-431-5202 is their number, 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
We have two people over here cooking mess out in the back barn behind the house.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is The Morning Rush.
And he's in. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them.
On ESPN Arkansas, download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Basketball fans, it's that time of year again. The NBA is back. From opening tip-off to buzzer beaters, BetOnline has you covered with the best odds, biggest promotions, and live in-game betting on all of your favorite team. This season, every game matters. BetOnline has every stat, matchup, breakdown, and live odds to bet on during the games. And it's not just the NBA. BetOnline has odds on everything from football, MLB playoffs, NHL, to even political props. Head to the website today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in DeQueen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, pool deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Fall is here, and that means cooler weather, football, and family, which makes it the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart, your family's #1 tire store. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is ready for anything fall brings your way. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Lane Kiffin marches with his crew. Sam Pittman got the Hogs and you. Brew pick, hear the stadium roar. Fayetteville is ready for war. Beat the Red, bring the pain. Ole Miss dreams go down the drain. Brew pick.
Got a chance to hear from Sam Pittman last night on Sam Pittman Live. One of the guys, actually two of the guys that had been around a while, Eric Gregory and Hudson Clark. He talked about both those guys. Gregory had some things to say this week that I want to get into, but Tommy, this is what he said about Hudson Clark.
He just keeps coming back. Yeah. You know, he's like that old wart you used to have, you know, and you put the stuff on it. Still comes back. Still come back.
Now, he's joking, of course, about one of his favorite players. But, I mean, you think about when Hud caught those 3 picks in 2020 and we're in 2024 and he's still here.
Yep. And
that scholarship still kicking.
You know, had some back problems this year that have kind of limited him to a great degree. But, you know, for a guy that, was it 4 interceptions that Ole Miss game 3 interceptions 5 years ago. So, I mean, you know, and he's used the confidence in that game to just continue to build his career. He's never been the biggest. He's certainly not been the fastest. But when you look out there, he's been the most reliable over the past few seasons.
And I think what's interesting, so him and I think Gregory's been there 1 year longer, but Gregory got asked earlier this week, has it hit you yet? You've only got 3 more games in Razorback Stadium.
Mine's been a long career, man. It's been very long. But I haven't really looked too much into it yet. It's probably going to hit me the last game. But as of right now, I'm just really focused on the rest of the games I have left. So I'm worried about Ole Miss right now, but it hasn't really hit me yet.
It's kind of bummer their senior day / night is Louisiana Tech. At least there's like a 99% chance they win that game. But as these guys are playing these final games as a Razorback uniform, I wonder when that starts to set in for those two, and then maybe some like a Landon Jackson, who's probably gone after this year.
Well,
like that. When does that feeling start to set in?
And they're young. They don't think. I mean, they when you're young, you're invincible. You're going to live forever. Probably when you're playing at senior night and making sure mom and dad are there to, on your final game, and they present your jersey before the game and all those things. That's probably when you really start thinking about it. It's a few days before then. When you're that age, those things don't always lead on the front of your mind. But hey, we're brought to you by APAC, and they've got immediate openings right now in Northwest Arkansas, Benton, and Washington County, and the surrounding areas. Jobs in their quarries, jobs behind the wheel of one of their heavy, one of their dump trucks or one of their cement trucks that deliver their great products and aggregates to job sites. They need diesel mechanics. They need people that have electrical background and electricians. They've got all that kind of stuff available right now if you're looking for a career with a great company like APAC. Go to jobs.crh.com. Jobs.crh.com. APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
So the football team is here in Fayetteville. The basketball team is in Fort Worth. I know Chuck's going to be leaving sometime today, doing the broadcast Friday night for the basketball team, back in Fayetteville for the Saturday football broadcast. And we didn't get a chance to hear from Cal yesterday. We heard from assistant coach Chin Coleman. But earlier this week, he was on with Coach Mike Krzyzewski, and they went back and discussed a time back in the day.
Hey, you recruited me to Army, but you didn't come in. Who was your 2 assistants?
Yeah, I don't think I even sent an assistant. I sent you sent a GA. You did. I sent a private.
And he asked, I said, "What do you have? Don't they feed you there? What's going on here?"
Yeah,
but you came in one time, watched me play, and your staff said, "Stinks, not him, not the guy."
He should be a coach.
So I was initially right with my first thought. I needed to go back and listen to that one more time. But that was Coach Mike Krzyzewski before he got to Duke. For those that don't know, he was the Army head basketball coach. And I'm looking up the timeline of when he was the coach. He's 77 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So think about like how crazy long ago that was. And he was at Duke for, from 80 to 2022. Army from 75 to 80. So Cal would have been a player from, again, the late 70s at that point. But the fact that he was potentially going to recruit Cal is just it's wild to me.
Yeah, and, you wonder what would happen if their paths crossed, and he'd have gotten that coaching tree earlier. How would that have changed the landscape of college basketball? If Cal would have been just a good enough player to play for K back in that day, how would that have changed basketball as we know it today?
So
always interesting crossroads.
I mentioned Coach Coleman, one of the assistants for Arkansas basketball, met with the media. Is Cal just like not? This is something we kicked around before the show. Do you think he's going to do these media sessions, or it's always going to be an assistant? Like, is this early recruiting time once the season go?
He pays his assistants a lot of money.
Yes.
The university does more than they've ever paid assistants on staff before. At least the top guys. And so far through 2 games, you have visited with staff. Now, he's running an empire, the Coach Cal empire. And, we know he was in New York earlier in the week. He did make his coaches show. I don't know if we're going to hear from him and if he's going to do multiple media sessions in a week, one before, and then I would assume he'll always do the one after the games. But
kind of makes you more excited to hear from him when it's not every day,
To get watered down, kind of like Big C is saying.
To your point, but who's going to hold his feet to the fire? If that's part of the deal, Is Hunter going to go in there and say, well, your contract says you've got to do these preview press conferences? Are they going to go in and make him do those? But it's always been standard here. It's something different than what we haven't seen. And listen, there's times I would rather hear from Bobby Petrino or Travis Williams and ask them some questions than a third media session of the week with Sam Pittman. So there's good and bad to both of them.
What do you think that dynamic's like in the athletics department now that there's probably two more known / popular people than the AD in the basketball, and I'd argue three with Dave Van Horn. Like your power and weight, I would argue the three major sports, football, basketball, baseball, the coach has more sway from the fan base than the AD does.
A winning coach does.
That's true.
Losing coaches don't. But, coaches that aren't meeting expectations. I mean, Cal hadn't technically won a game yet. We're expecting him to win a lot. What happens when, you go on a 3-game skid? Or is there going to be a few naysayers out there?
Which is
be surprised if there's not.
I was going to say it's coming. Like I think
things aren't always going to turn up roses.
Yeah,
and he knows that. We know it, but then you get in that moment and can't accept it because you're not reasonable.
He basically, after the Kansas win, was like, pump the brakes. They didn't have the National Player of the Year. And I'm paraphrasing what he said in Hunter Dickinson, but it's almost like that win, as good as you look defensively. Now, there were issues offensively, but as good as you looked, it almost like it hurts. It hurts the expectations, but you're almost expected to now over-deliver based on one game, which is exactly what happened Purdue last year. In the first game as a head basketball.
I hadn't moved my needle much.
It hadn't at all?
No. I mean, it's not like Final Four bust for me now. But
Okay.
I think what that did confirm, but I thought the same thing last year.
Tyler said they're going
The
undefeated.
potential is there. Clearly, do you think the talent was there last year to
I think the talent was there to make an NCAA tournament, but I think there's that team was just, for whatever reason. I mean, some
Now
teams
that
don't
I think
mesh.
about it, these two teams are night and day.
But that not meshing's one thing. I think, as we've heard more, learned more, there's clearly connection issues behind the scenes with players just wanting to fight for each other, play hard for each other. That team didn't play hard all year long. That was evident to anyone that watched.
I think we can kind of tie this back into Ole Miss football, where they had the number one recruiting class, transfer portal-wise, in all of college football. It's like them and Colorado were neck and neck for a while, and I think Ole Miss, on most recruiting services, had edged that out. And through the amount of games that they played this season, where they're just 2-2 in conference play, you're expecting, as an Ole Miss fan, or even just someone that's watching them, a lot more out of them. It had been that case, even though on paper, Tommy, they look like they might have had the most talented roster that they've ever had in Oxford. And it hasn't played out that way through 8 games.
There's a lot more to it than just talent, right? The best things happen when everybody wants to win for each other and not just what's in it for me. And that's hard to do, particularly in today's NIL world where everybody's fighting for their next year's deal on NIL. Hey, I want those extra 3 or 4 touchdowns because that could be an extra $100,000 or whatever. I want those extra free throws, because I pad my stats a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm going to make X dollars more next year. We're in a selfish world because we've created a selfish environment.
So in like the Arkansas, we've talked about them being at a disadvantage with NIL. Does that, in this case, like when you go up against a team that has more invested, does that help Arkansas in this case, having less financial obligations per se? Or do you get what I'm saying? Like there's less money in it. It's more of a, hey, you come to Arkansas because you want to. Not that they're not getting paid by any stretch, but you get what I'm alluding to for football, not basketball, because we at least
pay more need.
We think that Arkansas is at the top of the list on that. Baseball, it's probably top 10. I think you can put 2 and 2 together. But football, you're what, top 25 probably?
I don't know.
Just a guess.
I don't know. I mean,
so does that help? Or what I'm saying?
I'd say you probably are, but I think you're bottom third of the league. But this is why you played Coach K a little while ago. This is why some of these guys in their 70s have not wanted to deal with this stuff. That's why Nick Saban's on TV now and not on the sidelines, is dealing with nonsense.
And I'd
like
argue
this.
Cal in his 60s is as open to where we're at right now as any coach in college basketball, at least on the surface.
Hey, when it's time to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, you can trust the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to help you choose the right financing options that's best for you. Go to myaglender.com or drop by any of Farm Credit's 25 locations today and get started on building more family memories.
Have you guys driven around and seen that house or two that has gone over the top with their Halloween decorations?
No, but my guy that does that puts the Christmas lights up, he texted me today and wanted to know, hey, can I go ahead and put them up?
What did you say?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What were you saying, Big C?
Yeah, I've seen some. Definitely.
So, I mean, there's already and has been Christmas decorations up, in my neighborhood for a few weeks now.
Well, so many more people.
Because people hire it done now.
I was going to say
I'm not getting a little louder.
Hiring. And
right.
I remember when my dad and I used to do this back in the day. I don't want my dad, who's 60-some-odd years old, getting up on a ladder now.
Yeah, for a few $100, I'm going to have somebody else do it.
Someone else do it. So if he can get it, and with the amount of time that you're saying, they got to get it up early.
Yeah.
And it could be November 1st, but they need to get up.
Hey, it's Halloween. Get the kids something sweet for a treat today at Andy's Frozen Custards, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. They're also in Conway with 2 locations. You'll find them on Dave Ward Drive and also on Oak Street. And they're also in North Little Rock on JFK Boulevard. Andy's Frozen Custards has the Pick 6. Mix and match any of your 6 favorite flavors for a great Halloween treat. Andy's Frozen Custards, walk up or drive through. Hey, they're ready to serve you. Happy Halloween from Andy's Frozen Custards.
You got a text in earlier. Brandon Paris says that you guys might want to check and make sure that I still have my belly button, that I haven't sent it as a gift to anyone.
You have an Audi?
I do not have an Audi. I have what is it called, an innie? Is it in, normal, whatever. Halftime, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, coming up next.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking